Well, I'm not sure if are we started? Or is YouTube? Oh, there's a delay in YouTube in there. All right. Well, I'm not sure if hey, there it is. Oh, there's a delay in YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, we have to my left, my good buddy Chad from the Lone Star Beer Reviews. Cheers, brother. You're here. Hi. Say hi.
Hello.
There we are. You're muted, man. I forgot to put it to the single screen. I'm new on the StreamYard app. Anyway, cheers. Welcome to the show, Lone Star. Welcome to the happy hour. I need to pour myself a drink because I am one behind.
Well, thanks for having me.
Tonight I am drinking our straight whiskey from the Old Humble Distilling Company. What do you have over there?
I have the exact same. With the nice brand
new purple label.
Yes,
available in stores all across the state. There's the purple label. Delicious. Well, this is the 86th running of the Old Humble Distilling Company Quarantine Happy Hour. Here, show the title screen. There it is. 3, 2, 1. That's enough of that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Lone Star.
I will say this is my first sip, and it was absolutely amazing. Good stuff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And to everybody watching, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on the YouTubes. Like the page on Facebook, and a big thank you to our hosts over on Twitch at the Cabin Fever live stream network. Subscribe to their channel too, and if you've got one of the Prime subscriptions, drop that on them or pay $5 for a monthly subscription of your own. They are good folks that have started that channel so that they can still get paid. They're all artists who lost their stages a year ago. Some of those stages are beginning to come back, but they are not nearly at the capacity they need to have a thriving arts environment. So support your local artists, guys. Speaking of local artists, I have with me, as I've already said, here on my left, it looks like it's stage right. I can't tell looking at the screen. An up-and-coming, this is how I described you in the description of the video, an up-and-coming YouTube sensation, famous on 5 continents and revered in over 60 countries. I think that's what I put. I think that's what I wrote. Let me double check.
I like it.
That's a respected on 4 continents. That's what I said. And revered in more than 60 countries. How's that for a hype man?
Very nice.
I will.
Great
I'll
job.
hype your brand too, YouTube world, for the low price of a 5-star review on Google. So how the hell are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. It's Thursday. It's almost a weekend, and just kind of getting in the groove. Being able to relax the rest of the weekend.
I hear you. We are actually going on vacation Saturday afternoon. We leave for Amarillo. We'll be driving through your neck of the woods on the way up there because my sister-in-law's in Fort Worth. So We'll kind of be curving through the Dallas-Fort Worth area on our way to Amarillo, staying at Palo Duro Canyon for a week. That is our spring break. So I'm furiously filling out my last order of whiskey at the distillery today and tomorrow. Hopefully it'll all be on a pallet by the time I leave the shop tomorrow.
and I saw that you got a nice collection of the reserve coming out.
I do. I even had enough to be able to. I'll show this off. See, I was playing with some new packaging options of trying to do the wax seal on the bottlenecks. That may be coming out later this year. We will see. I'm not quite convinced it's something that I want to do, but I do know for sure that I hate doing the little plastic seals, the tamper-resistant, tamper-evident seals on top of bottles. I have not been paying attention to chat. There's a whole bunch of folks in chat. Moose Cow's here. Damn it, Jenna's here. Mary Luzon is here. Who else is here? That is everybody, I believe.
And hello, everybody on Twitch and Facebook and
Yeah,
wherever.
there's nobody on Twitch. I'm unconvinced that I have anybody who actually follows me on Twitch. It says I have like 75 or 80 followers or something like that, but I haven't looked in eons. And this was, this is the first time broadcasting out on Facebook. I saw that I could do it through the StreamYard platform, so I wanted to give it a shot. See, start doing these on the Facebook platform. We'll see what happens. It's a cool opportunity. So tell folks what you do with your. I mean, most of the folks on the YouTubes know what you do with your channel because they follow you as well. But tell the folks what you do with your channel.
So with my channel, I do beer reviews from time to time. Obviously, with the beer reviews, I review craft beers. I'm gonna start doing a little bit more local beers, like the Coors Lights, Miller Lights, stuff like that. Just kind of get a little bit more of a broad spectrum. I do live stream from time to time with some good friends. And something that I just recently did, so some of y'all may know, we had one of our, in one of our communities, her house burnt down and she lost pretty much everything, some fur babies, cars, things like that. And we are trying to help raise money for her. And in doing so, I put out some monetary challenges for people out there. And with that being said, I said I would shave my beard down if it got to a certain number. Hence, the beard is gone. So I was known for the beard, and now I'm known for the non-beard. So
I did notice that you had a little. That's cool. So how the hell is get her down, Granny? Is she doing okay, like herself? Because I know this is losing your house in a fire. I've seen the videos.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a devastating thing. How is she doing? How is she holding up, personally, mentally?
She is doing well. I've been following her latest YouTube videos. She's in good spirits. I mean, with everything being done, I say she's in pretty darn good spirits for what's going on. I've seen her on a couple panels. I've seen her in some chats. She's kind of laughing it off. And I heard her mention in a video, she goes, if I can't laugh, I'm gonna sit here and just cry myself to death. So she says it's nothing funny, but she says if I just let it all fester up, she says it wouldn't go very well. So for the most part, she's doing very good.
Yeah, and I just posted the link for the GoFundMe for Get Her Done Granny. Good gal, good lady, good videos, good channel. If you feel the urge to support their recovery effort, their personal recovery efforts, feel free to hit that GoFundMe and go check it out. I got in there. Everybody else should too. $20 goes a long way when somebody's trying to rebuild their house and their home. And that's some good stuff you guys are doing. I would do the same thing with like the beard shaving, but I like shave my beard every 6 weeks anyway. So, it's, well, I mean, it wouldn't be a momentous occasion. You're like, I'm not going to shower until we raise $1,000. No, my wife wouldn't go for that.
Well, I didn't shower the whole time. We had the whole winter storm. So, that was like, I can do that already. That's pretty easy.
Now, y'all had you're up in the Dallas area. Oh, hi, Celeste, by the way. Celeste Adair over in Austin area popped into the Facebook side. So we have people on the Facebook side too.
Oh, Celeste.
That's cool. Yeah, y'all, you're a little bit further north than me, up in the Dallas area. So the winter storm hit y'all probably 3 days before it hit us, like that Thursday, I think.
Yeah,
is that about right?
It started with us on a Sunday, and I guess it kind of wheeled its way down to you guys. What, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, I think that it hit us hard. I think we lost power Monday night.
Okay.
I think. So yeah, Tuesday was the bad day. I think. It's so hard to remember. It was so long ago, and it's been 70 degrees since.
Exactly. Ever since that week is gone, it's been 70s and 80s for
right.
And it's insane. Always, of course, I'm sure the saying in Texas, if you don't like the weather, just wait a second.
Oh yeah. In some cases, it's just go to the other side of the freeway. I've driven into downtown Houston with it raining on the northbound lanes, like and dry on the southbound lanes. I'm sure that happens elsewhere, but Jesus, it's weird here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think I drove up to Dallas that next weekend. That I think I can't remember if it was the weekend of or the weekend after that I drove. There was still snow on the ground. It might have been the weekend of. Like all hell broke loose, and then like by Thursday it was clear enough for me to make it up to Dallas. Um, or it might have been I have my calendar right here. I can look.
I mean, I just couldn't. I mean, I just couldn't believe.
That's
I mean,
easy enough.
we had just like a crazy week, then all of a sudden it's been absolutely beautiful ever since. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just one of
life
those.
got back to normal so quickly.
Yeah, yeah,
I was up in Dallas the week of the 20th. Yeah, so that was that weekend because all hell broke loose on the 13th and 14th.
yeah. Because it happened.
And I was up in Dallas on that following Saturday, and there was still snow in the medians of the road and out in the fields in between Centerville and all that area. But it was, yeah, I mean, it was cold up there, but most of the snow had gone away. Most of the ice was gone. And it wasn't freezing even remotely. It was, I think it got down into the 40s at night, and it was in the 50s, 60s in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
I think that storm started on Valentine's Day. I remember being on a panel and it was Valentine's Day, and I was like, it's about to get bad here. So I think it started that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. Yeah.
When was the last time you went to the movie theater to see a movie, like physically in a movie theater?
Wow. So it's what, 2021? Let's see. It's got to be maybe 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
So
a while.
you weren't a movie theater attendee, an avid theater attendee prior to the apocalypse?
No, sir.
All right. See, I've got a couple of boys. My boys are 14 and 9 now. Back when the apocalypse started, they were 13 and 8. Makes it sound like it was so long ago. But obviously we went to all the Marvel movies and stuff. I was trying to think of the last time I went to, like, physically, what was the last movie that we saw in the theater? I'm pretty sure it was a Marvel movie, but I can't remember if it was like November of 2019 or December of 2019. I mean, it feels like the last Marvel movie would have come out in December of 2019. But that wouldn't have been a Star Wars movie, I don't think. I mean, and of course, I'm thinking about all this stuff. Like, I'm wondering when the next movie I go watch will be. And then I was thinking, well, what do I like? Because I miss going to the movies, but what do I miss about going to the movie? I don't miss the people talking in the theater.
Yeah.
I don't miss not being able to pause it and go to the bathroom. I don't miss a lot. I mean, I like the big screen and the audio.
Yeah.
But, I could get that at home. And most of these movies are available pretty soon.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to think. I mean, the Amazon Fire Stick and being able to download movies and just wait like a couple months and the movie would come out to where you could get it. I think the last movie that I saw that I can remember in a theater, I mean, I know I saw was it Avatar?
Yeah.
I saw Avatar. I may have seen one other one since then, but yeah, I mean, I'm more of a stay at home in my jammies, drink my beer, eat my snacks, and I'm not gonna go spend 15 or 20 bucks for a movie. Granted,
and you can get the same movie snacks at Walmart now.
Exactly.
The big boxes of Whoppers, and they got them at CVS and Walgreens and Walmart and all over the place.
And just stick them in your back pocket and stroll on in. Wow.
Damn it. Grease was remastered. When was Grease remastered? I gotta know.
I don't know what year that was.
Yeah, that was eons ago. Golly. Back in my day, back when Grease was remastered.
Back in my day.
The Grinch was the last movie that Mary saw.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
that was a good one. I liked the Jim Carrey Grinch. That was a good one. Actually, I think that's, yeah. Well, they had I'm trying to think of all the Grinch movies. They had the original cartoon and the Jim Carrey. That's the only two, right? or am I missing any?
No, I think they had the cartoon one, and they had the Grinch with the little girl. That was the one with Jim Carrey with the little girl in it.
Okay, so Grease was remastered with the 25th anniversary show.
Okay.
Grease, by the way, Grease is my wife. Me and my wife's like we watch that movie all the time. That's one of my favorite. Do you have a favorite musical?
I'm gonna be biased. My grandfather wrote, well, not musical. He wrote plays, and they had a lot of music in them. So I would have to say that my favorite is the Best of Whorehouse in Texas. No, I mean it's a musical, but it
counts as a musical.
But yeah, he was a playwright and author, and Little Something About Me. You know, that is my grandfather, and he wrote that original play as an article for Hugh Hefner, in the Playboy, and they turned it into a theatrical play. Put a lot of music into it. There's been a lot of people that have played like the lead characters, Mona and all of them. I've met Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton when they did the movie. They had a big deal in San Marcos for the movie, so I got to meet them. I've met Anne Margaret, who played in movies with Elvis. So I've got to meet a couple people just because of that.
Cool. That's cool. So who's the most famous person you've met?
Most famous person I met, can I say a team of people?
Yeah.
I went to New York back in 91 or 92. Best Whorehouse in Texas 2 came out on Broadway. And, you know, we sat about 2 rows in front of Donald and Ivana Trump back in the day. But
I think he would count as the most famous. I think he's more famous than Elvis.
But we had lunch. We had lunch in a deli with the cast of Police Academy.
No shit.
And if I were to tell you that was the funniest day, and I probably peed my pants, which I probably did, that would probably be the absolute best. You know, that's probably my favorite celebrities ever.
Gotcha. Hey, I want to do something real quick, just to show how much we like Grease here in the South. Hang on a second. I'm going to move the microphone over here. My wife's in the other room. And if I do this right, she'll come in and finish this. Hang on. I got chills. They're multiplying. Let's see if this actually works. Because she's sitting down. She's on her computer. She's doing stuff in the other room. If this works, this door will open up in just a minute, and she'll finish the line. Or I just did all that for nothing.
that is going to be awesome.
Now we shall see if it works. We shall see. Okay, so I was going to ask you another question, and I forgot.
So Muscal liked Rent and Guys and Dolls. Rent was good too.
Oh yeah, that's so Muscal likes Grease. That's her favorite, and then Rent is good. I've never seen Rent. Never seen it. So
very entertaining. It's very entertaining. It's not just not for the females. It's an all around good one.
I've not normally been a big fan of musicals, but I have come to appreciate several lately. I watched Hamilton for the first time at the very, very early part of the apocalypse. And The Greatest Showman is one that I'm beginning to be more accepting of. You know, it was at first I thought it was a good movie, and then the second time I watched it is like, okay, and Wolverine's a pretty good performer.
Yeah,
I can, yeah. And then like the third time I watched it, I'm like, okay, I've seen this movie 3 times. I think I might enjoy it.
Hamilton was good. Hamilton, I enjoyed that one. That was very well done.
Yeah, and that was done early. Well, I watched it early in the apocalypse when it came out on Disney Plus. That was when I realized how much I missed live performances. Because just seeing the performance and hearing the crowd and seeing the interaction and all that stuff, it was just like, it's not the same sitting on my couch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like we were talking about movies a minute ago, and I said I may have, I saw Avatar, I remember that, and I don't remember, I may have seen one other one after that, I will say I've seen a lot more plays since then. I've been to a lot more musicals. I've seen, like I saw Rent here in Dallas before the apocalypse. So I mean, I've definitely seen a couple plays. I think those are more entertaining than sitting through a movie, to be honest.
I have more people watching on Facebook than I thought. Lisa Lenny just asked, "You haven't seen Rent?" No, I haven't seen Rent. I'm not much of a musicals kind of guy. I mean, I get that they're a big. I can appreciate them, but I've just found like the music to be tedious. And I think of all the other people in the musicals, like the people just living their lives, working, going to school, doing day-to-day stuff. And then like those jackasses start singing and I have to drop my food and get in a damn line dance because Sandra D and the pink girl, they're fucking doing their shit.
True.
I got chills. They're multiplying.
I'm losing control.
Ta-da.
Sorry,
Love you, baby. Bye-bye.
Nailed it.
love you.
It's the end of her day. She's tired. There's a couple of different ways I can find her just about anywhere in the house. I can stand in the kitchen and yell that and she'll respond.
That's awesome.
And then there's just like snapping my fingers, go, woman. Make sure she doesn't come slap the shit out of me for that one. That never works, by the way. Unless I just want to get in trouble.
So
but yeah, see, I think of all the other the background people in the musical that are like just like whatever, and then that little twerp from the basketball team starts bouncing his basketball, talking about how he likes the basketball and whatever. And we're like, oh, I guess we have to stop studying for my geometry final and start dancing because that dumbass feels like he needs to sing. Musical world is a weird world to live in, is what I'm saying.
It is, but the talent is there. They are quite talented in what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you can sing and you can dance, and it's not voiceovers or anything like that. They're actually moving around the entire time singing. You don't hear them going like you don't tell they don't smoke like a pack of cigarettes a day or anything.
Yeah. Lisa says Hugh Jackman is amazing. I said Hugh Jackman is amazing, but I used his proper name, Wolverine. Thank you very much.
There you go. You say Hugh Jackman, I'm gonna go who, and if you say Wolverine, I'm going. I know exactly who he is.
Obviously. But see, here's the sad reality of musicals. The world of musicals is when those B and C characters go into their song and their little dance, and then nobody performs with them because they're just like third string. True. And they're just in there tap dancing by themselves in some lonely hallway of some school or some office complex, just tapping away, and there's no music. They just look like weirdos because the band's already gone home. It's not their world. They're just backup.
True.
the nightmarish underbelly of the world of music. It would be a weird world to live in. It would be a very strange world.
Just imagine if we walked around singing and dancing the entire time. Do you think it'd be fun, or do you think it'd get annoying after a while?
It'd be like that clip from Spider-Man where the Tobey Maguire is just like dancing and but there's no music. It's that one clip where he's just without the music and he's just and everybody's looking at him like he's because good stuff. Okay, I know what I was going to ask you earlier. Your beer reviews. So you do beer reviews, but you do a unique line of beer reviews. You're not going out. You're not necessarily going out and getting these weird exotic micro batch stuff that nobody's ever heard of, and you're the only one who can find them because you know a guy who knows a guy. Like you said, you're doing the mainline standard brands. I guess would be the term, like Lone Star, Coors, the stuff that, well, I don't want to say people like kind of turn their nose up at because they're the most popular brands in the country, but I think they're kind of under reviewed and underappreciated in a lot of cases.
Yeah, well, so the way that this was kind of taught to me is whenever I started whenever I changed my name to Lone Star Beer Reviews, people say, you can't just do craft beers that are local to you, because obviously not everybody can get them. And I said, okay. So obviously I did a Lone Star. I found out that you can get Lone Star beer in Canada. I was like, that's awesome. But that's the only micro that I've done. The other 4 or 5 that I've done are all like the brewers are local to Texas, but I have heard of one person that was able to get another type of beer. Like my latest beer was from Eureka Heights out of Spring, Texas.
Funny you should mention those guys.
I actually
They're going to be on my show on the 25th.
My good friend is Eric. He works there at the brewery. He goes by Easy. That is where I got that beer from. He gave it to my brother. My brother gave it to me, and I reviewed it. And I haven't been to their brewery yet, but I've told my brother, I said, whenever you feel like driving down to Houston, I said, let's go. But I have tried a few of their beers, and they're very, very good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've seen them around town, and I've seen some of the events and advertisements for these guys. And when I kind of retooled the show, I wanted to get creators and makers, and especially in the craft beer, craft liquor, wine world. Last week we had Irma Rose Winery on, and in a couple of weeks, I don't know if it's the 25th or the week after that, but I'll have Eureka Heights. I've got a performer out of Baltimore coming on in a couple of weeks too, a strong man who bends stuff.
Okay.
Hot Todd Lincoln. He's a cool guy.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, and I may even be able to trick him into bending some shit on the show. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool.
He does these shows on Facebook. The Hot Todd Lincoln's COVID shenanigans or quarantine shenanigans or something like that, and he just like takes rebar and bends it into hearts. And
now, can you rip a phone book in half?
He can do phone books. He can do decks of cards. He can take a horseshoe and bend it into a heart. Dude is a beast.
Wow.
And it's not like trickery or anything like that. It's not soft metal. It's just strength and the knowledge of how to do it.
Yeah.
Physics and angles and stuff like that. So he'll be coming on soon too. But yeah, and after that we'll have Eureka Heights, and I am actually looking forward to swapping a couple bottles with those guys, because it's gonna be a fun show.
Very nice. Yeah. Everybody that I know, like I said, I know my buddy Eric there, and he just absolutely loves working over there. I'm not sure exactly what he does, but he loves it. He's been there for years. I think ever since their inception. So.
Jason McElweeny who's Jason McElweeny? I need to know who Jason McElweeny is, because I don't know who that is.
Now, how far is Eureka Heights from you? That brewery, isn't that in?
It's in Spring, so it's probably about 20 minutes for me. It's not very far.
Not far.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. It is close enough that it's close enough to where we are now, that in high school I could have dated a girl from that high school.
Okay.
That's how close, relatively speaking, they are. And turns out, fun fact about me, right after graduation from high school, that freshman year in college, that transition year from high school to being a grown-up, I did date a girl from that high school.
Very cool.
For about 3 months, in order to make sure that my high school girlfriend didn't get back with me while I was, yeah. So it worked out good. She was my insurance.
Very cool.
If you're watching, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. It's been 20 years.
Hi.
25 years. But hi. Hey, cheers.
That's funny.
Jason McElweany's with Eureka Heights. I did not know. I don't know who it is that I'm corresponding with. I have the Eureka Heights brewery that I am corresponding with right now. And I will have an individual when I email them tomorrow. So there you go, Lisa. That answers your question.
And my latest beer that I reviewed was called a Neon Moon by them. And then I went to their webpage and I found that they're doing barrel aged beers now. So they're getting into the barrel age process. So it eventually, hopefully soon, because I know that those are very limited. I want to go down there and try to scoop up some of those barrel age, because there's nothing like a good craft brewery dipping their toes into the barrel age stuff. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
I can. See, one of the cool things I like about all the craft breweries, and we're beginning to see this with the craft distilleries around the state and around the country, the craft breweries can do a lot of things that big mass market breweries can't do. You know, you've got the mass pilsners that we get here in America. Some of them are really good, some of them not so much. But in America, we do pilsners really well. We do other stuff less well, but there's reason for that, and it's all the consolidation that happened after Prohibition, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same thing that happened in the liquor industry. All the consolidation after Prohibition, all the cool distilleries, the little farm distilleries that were around that had the backyard distillery that they processed the rest of their the harvest with. They were all doing different stuff and had unique flavors and different barrels, et cetera, all that cool stuff. And then when everything consolidated Kentucky, it all kind of started tasting the same because it was all kind of coming from the same place. And it was the same thing with the beer. We went from a bunch of local breweries to 6, basically national breweries. But now we've got, at least 4 in the Humble area. Over on the Spring, 20 minutes down the road in Spring, there's another 3 or 4 in Spring. There's 3 or 4 in the Conroe Woodlands area. I mean, the Houston metro area probably has 20 or 30 breweries dotted all over the map, easily 20 or 30 breweries dotted all over the map. And each one of those places is making some really cool stuff that tastes different. And, like peanut butter jelly, pilsners and stuff like that. And it's a cool time with these little breweries coming into maturation, being able to do cool stuff. And now with the distilleries coming into, we've got 8 years of distilling history in the state of Texas. We're getting barrels all over the place.
I will say there's a common trend with distilling, whether it be brewing beer, distilling whiskey. There's a common theme. Good friends that grew up together, or good friends that went to high school together, that have a love for either craft beer or bourbon or whatever, and they have started their business. It is a very common theme. I know that's kind of one of your, that's kind of how you guys got started, but it's like with all the craft beer guys that I know that work at them, like, we grew up middle school, elementary school, high school, but distilleries and breweries are popping up everywhere. It is a very, very common trend right now. Yeah.
And I have to admit, I was a better friend than business partner. Me and Dan are still good buddies, but it was tough to live with me, and I appreciate that he stuck it out for at least 4 years and then let me buy him out. I appreciate that a lot. But hopefully, we'll be hitting our stride this year after the apocalypse. I mean, the apocalypse didn't shut us down, so that's the good news.
Now, what year was your first bottle processed?
Our first bottle we put the first grains in the stills to be distilled in 2013. Our first bottle was sold in May of 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, that was when our first anniversary party, the first door opening party for the distillery, the first grand opening was May of 2014 on Memorial Day, officially.
Okay.
So 2014 to now, we've been open for 9 years technically. We've had 7 anniversary parties, not counting last year. But this year, I think technically I will count this year as our 10th birthday, even though it'll be our 6th or 7th, 8th anniversary party. I'll just call it our 25th anniversary and screw
it. there you go. But so now knowing you have a 25th anniversary, now you got to come out with a special one now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll come up with something. Rumor has it that we're working on developing a rye whiskey, and I've got a really good story about where this rye whiskey came from. My grandparents had a farm up in Natchitoches that had a pecan grove in it, And I remember back when I was a kid, sitting on my grandfather's lap and getting just a little sip of this little special stuff that they had, just a little sip. And as the years went on, the sip got smaller and smaller as they ran out of stuff. Turns out this was my great grandfather's rye whiskey that he had aged with pecan wood. So we're coming strong with the pecan rye. And you know, my dad and his brothers, the council of uncles, were the protectors of this whiskey as the stocks steadily dwindled down. And it was sometime in 1986-ish, the mid 80s, when the last drop of the pecan whiskey was gone.
Wow.
And now it is my job to revive that recipe of something like 100 years ago.
You got to bring it back to life.
Of rejuvenating, and you know, Pat had it was a 90% rye, 95% rye, a little bit of corn, but it was aged in oak barrels with a little bit of pecan wood from those trees on the property. And hell, we got pecan wood here in Texas.
Oh yeah,
and that's a convincing story. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it.
I mean, it's almost as convincing as, you know, that time that I spent in World War I flying fighters and drinking Bombardier cocktail.
While you're flying?
No, it was in the camps.
Oh, sure.
I mean, come on, you don't drink and fly. That's crazy. I'm sorry, they were Barnstormer cocktails. I got to get the cocktail name right.
I will say this: your straight whiskey is a very easy drinker. I mean, it hits all the right notes. It is very, very, very nice. I enjoy it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I think, damn it, Jenna just went over to our Twitch server. So she went from YouTube over to Twitch. So I officially have a viewer on Twitch.
Is she under damn it, or is she under chaos?
No, it says damn it, Jenna.
Hey, what's up, K&D? What's up, buddy?
Hey, Candy Scrapping. I like their videos.
K&D Scrapping does some good stuff.
Yeah, it's fun watching those guys. And I guess we'll take the time right now. It's halfway in. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. Also, Lone Star Beer Reviews. I dropped his channel. Here's the link to the GoFundMe for Get Her Done Granny. There's that.
And I will say, in regards to Get Her Done Granny's GoFundMe, there is no amount that is too small. Yes, it shows what you donated, but no amount is too small. Every dollar, every penny, everything helps in any way, shape, or form.
And she lost everything.
She lost
cars,
her house.
House.
She
not memories, but memorabilia and heirlooms and stuff.
She lost a car. She lost some pets. It was rough. I woke up last Thursday morning, and the first thing I saw was that, and I was heartbroken.
Was it a space heater that got?
They said that it
close
was
to something.
They said that it was electrical.
Yeah,
I don't have any more information that other than being electrical.
Doggone it! I just linked. I tried to. I copied your page. There it is, and pasted your page. There it is. Oh, damn it! It keeps giving me the. I have now posted the GoFundMe for Get Her Done Granny twice. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. I'm dumb. That's what happened.
And damn it, Jenna said that she's here too, so she's watching here and on Twitch. So hi, damn it, Jenna on Twitch, and hi, Facebook world. Hi, everybody on Twitch.
Yeah, and big shout out to the folks over on Twitch who are hosting me on the. You can subscribe to my Twitch channel, the Old Humble Guy on Twitch, but also the folks at Cabin Fever Livestream. They do live shows, or they do shows every day starting at 5. Ryan Adam Wells does a show. He's a local performer. He does a 5 o'clock shadow or 5 o'clock. Yeah, I think it's called 5 o'clock shadow, and he just does a live performance for about an hour. He is the artist featured on our Old Humble Date Night, a $50 box where you get a bottle of whiskey, some cocktail mixers, and a free concert that you can watch, or a concert that you pay for, stream through our YouTube channel that you can watch from the comfort of your own home. with or without pants.
Now, I do have a question on that. So the company that is sponsoring your stream tonight, did you say that they lost some stages and they lost a place due to?
Well, yeah. Well, what happened is a year ago, all the bars, all the restaurants, all the clubs, everybody shut down on like the 15th or 14th of March, something like that. Maybe it was the 20th. I can't remember.
Well, today's
So all these guys were performers. They were stand-up, burlesque, sideshow, musicians, singers, songwriters. They all banded together and said, let's start a Twitch channel, get this damn thing monetized, and then they could at least start making a little bit of scratch over the course of the year. And that's where the Cabin Fever live stream network came from.
Okay. Very nice. Cabin Fever. I dig it. I like it.
Yeah. They are not on the YouTubes because the YouTube monetization algorithm was just much more arduous than the Twitch algorithm whatever monetization rules. And they will do stuff on Facebook and direct you over to the Twitch channel. And they got monetized on Twitch. They did a big, long, like a 48-hour monetization marathon to kick off the channel.
Very nice.
Yeah, like bravo.
Bravo. Props to them.
And it was a like legit 48 hours straight of performing, doing trivia, juggling. I saw a dude on a unicycle juggling stuff, fire breathing, more trivia. I think they had a slap competition where they just all kinds of nonsense. And that's it, nonsense. And some of it's fun, like good, solid stuff. My boy Jeff with a G, Jeff does a show on Monday called Gaffing the Truth. Wednesday does Devil's Hour. On Friday, I think does the G Spot, and on Saturday does another sideshow thing. He's a curator of sideshow acts. He's a great guy. Love him to death. He's based out over there in Austin. Where he does
my favorite city in the world. I couldn't live there. But it is my favorite city.
It is a fun town. It is absolutely fun. There we go.
And K&D, to answer your question, Twitch, it's kind of it's like a multi-plat. It's kind of like it's you can game, like a lot of gamers use it because they can get away with a lot more stuff.
Oh, okay. So here's the backstory of Twitch. Some of us of a certain age, you might remember this. There was early in the internet world, there was this guy who live streamed his life, carried the stuff, videoed everything, streamed it out to the internet. I can't remember the dude's name, but they basically did a movie based on that idea. I can't remember the name of the movie. I'm going completely blank.
Where was he based out of? Like when he was doing all this?
Probably LA. I don't know.
Gotcha.
LA. I can't remember it, but it was like Dave in Real Life or something like that was the movie. Not the Truman Show, but it was because it was him like live streaming his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they started selling ads. They tried to monetize it, but this was back in the day, like before they had like the little bitty cameras. This was like he had like equipment and batteries and all the stuff. Groovy's here. Hey, Groovy.
Hey, what up, Groovy?
And he did all this stuff, and they tried to monetize it, and they tried to grow it, and it turned like 24 hours of your life streamed constantly. And like everybody knows, you might have 30 good minutes in a day.
Yeah,
that's interesting and worth watching. But they as this went on, they realized viewers would drop off, and they wouldn't get a whole lot of viewers, and it was tough to monetize it. But what happened was they realized that they got more viewers while they were playing video games. So then they said, hey, what if we just made shows about people playing video games? And that's when this dude streaming his life turned into the Twitch that we have now.
Okay.
So it started off as this platform of this dude with a camera and equipment just recording his day. And it became a video game platform. And then it's expanded into, it's kind of like YouTube, but really it's focused and based more on video games and live talk shows, and much more focused towards live and gaming content, but much more focused towards live content than the recorded content like YouTube.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, you can do live. I do live almost all the time because I hate editing.
I mean, I jumped over there one day, just kind of give it a whirl and kind of looked over at it. I was like, because like from what I saw on Twitch, that's where, because like I watch like all these professional gamers that do like the Madden 20, championships and like all these professional gamers, they're all over there. It's mainly for Twitch.
Yeah.
Cabin, there you go.
That's the Cabin Fever stream. Yeah. Cabin Fever live stream, no spaces.
Very cool.
Yeah. Good guys. Good folks.
Been getting
Jeff Tifa Tiddlywinks is a performer who's all over the place. Ryan Adam Wells. I've had Tifa on my show, but she's usually busy on Thursday nights, so it's tough to get her. She's a hoot.
I will say Groovy just got into the whole gaming stuff. He's been going and getting into it.
I've streamed out my Fortnite games and my World of Tanks games, but I haven't had time to play games in the last. Once I started getting back into the distillery and doing work, I haven't had time to stream games. And a lot of the games that I play are very boring to watch because I am a very boring gamer. Like I'll win at Fortnite by hiding in a bush. Like, and nobody wants to watch that shit. What link am I supposed to be sharing?
Nope, I'm about to do it right now. She said I can't do it, so I'm about to drop it.
Can you?
No, that is that's not the right one. Hold on.
Do I need to make her a moderator or something?
If you could, she definitely dropped some really, really good links.
Where's Jenna?
There it is. I just dropped the Twitch.
That didn't make her.
I just dropped the Twitch in the YouTube. Diablo 3 is fun. Me and Mike have found.
Oh yeah, he was doing a stream on Diablo. I think that was today.
So I'm jealous.
Oh,
now that he has mentioned that one, Micah, I'm jealous. He has got to try. He has the only person that I know that has gotten to try the barrel proof.
Oh, from Eureka?
No, from you. Like
oh, that's right, because he was in the shop, and I said, "Hey, try this."
Oh, I'm jealous.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think it tastes like rocket fuel.
Well, of course.
I'm not a big fan of barrel proof whiskeys. I think there's almost too much alcohol, or it makes me sound like a fucking wuss, but too much alcohol and not enough whiskey flavor.
I mean, what are the proofs on those when they come out of the barrels like that?
These are 137, but they're anywhere between 124 and 137. 137 is the highest proof I've had so far.
Okay.
But
I bet one shot will set you right, though.
But I am, speaking of rocket fuel, here's a fun little thing that I've been playing around in my handy dandy notebook that I have over there in my idea box. So I came across this video, or this set of videos of people sending cameras to the edge of space, right? They attach it to this little rig on a weather balloon and goes to space. Not quite to space. Space is like 60K. These go up to about 30K and pops and it comes back down. So I started thinking, like, how heavy is a 2.5 gallon barrel full of liquor? And if I take a 2.5 gallon barrel full of liquor and send it up to the edge of space, and a 2.5 gallon barrel should age properly in about 2 months. If I let it sit in the barrel for a few days or a week or so and get nice and saturated in that barrel and send it into space, and then like the vapors go a little bit deeper into the barrel and come back out as it like loses atmospheric pressure and starts to vaporize and starts to freeze and go into the barrel, and it comes back out, it comes back down. If I can recover the barrel and it doesn't shatter into a billion pieces when it hits the ground, my mouth would be in the water just thinking about it.
You'd have to put, even thinking about that, you'd have to put something on it to where it would have to either land in the water, land softly with a parachute on ground, because I mean, obviously, no one's going to catch the thing. You can forget about someone catching it.
My lawyer says no. My lawyer doesn't get to decide what I do with whiskey. Now, here's the thought: that 2.5 gallon barrel comes back. It's space whiskey. In Houston, we have a bourbon. It is rocket fuel. I could literally call this stuff, sell it at cask strength, call it rocket fuel, space whiskey. it is, I mean, $600 a bottle. I mean, just interstellar whiskey. It has been to space and back.
There you go, interstellar whiskey.
I mean,
you just named it. Write that down.
Yeah, I should, shouldn't I? And see, I don't mind talking about this on the show because nobody's watching. Interstellar.
So Groovy, I agree 100%. I would love to meet up with you guys. He says that it's time to get the Texas crew together. If we could all somehow come together somewhere in Texas, that would be.
I know a place that has space for 8 or 9 people just to kind of congregate and drink whiskey. And in May, we'll have an internet access, or we'll have an internet hookup, and we'll be able to, but the thing that'll make that happen is our a successful completion of our capital campaign. Let me pull that up real quick. Main Vest capital campaign. Can I share this? I can, can't I? I just need to hit the share button, and I share the screen, and then I pick which application window I'm. No, Chrome tab. That's the one I'm looking for. Is it that one? Yes.
Which tab?
And then come on, it's working. I think it's working. I just need to, oh yeah, there it is. It's coming slowly. It's accessing the page. Our main yes.
And this is what I'm seeing.
My lawyer is watching. Okay,
I know.
I'll have to wait. I'll wait for the page to actually finish loading. But yeah, we get a successful completion of our capital campaign. We'll install some equipment. We'll finish the build out. Should be ready by May. Aha. And there we are. There's the screen. Ta-da! So it is our capital campaign. It pays back. We're at $29.5 of $50,000. We're installing equipment, completing the build out of our tasting room. As little as $100 is all it takes to invest. And you get paid back 180% of your investment. $1,000 gets you membership to the Roughneck Social Club, name printed on our honor board at $5,000 at the low price of $15,000 investment. And mind you, this all pays back 180% of your investment over 7 years. You and 3 people are invited to our VIP celebration of the successful capital campaign. So
that's a great deal, man. You have set that up very well. Good job on that.
But yeah, this will help finish build out of our equipment and operations so that we can scale up. So as little as $100, that's all it takes. And if all 10 of the people, if the 2s and 2s of people watching throw in $100, we get damn close to being there. And so there you go. But yeah, then we can get the crew together at the shop and.
So I have a question.
Live stream it. Yeah, what's up?
Do you do like fantasy football or anything of that sort?
I don't, but I will when we open up the shop. I'm sure we'll have fantasy. We're going to have a cigar club. We're going to have a book club where reading is optional. We're going to have I'm planning on a cycling club where with bicycles, not motorcycles, but also a motorcycle. Like all these interest groups to be able to come to the distillery and work it out. I have no problem with doing a fantasy football league through the distillery. It'd be fun. It'd give me an excuse to watch some football again instead of just for taking naps in the third quarter.
Well, if you want some ideas thrown at you, you know where to find me. I can throw some ideas at you, and if they stick, they stick. They don't, they don't.
Oh yeah, and trivia nights.
Oh yeah,
that's the trivia nights right there from my legal department.
Well, I will say the trivia night was a success.
Oh yeah, that's right. That you won that at trivia night. That's right.
Yep.
I still have one bottle that needs to go out from the trivia night to Canada. The address that I got was telling me that it was the address she gave me was telling me that it was invalid through like it was written down wrong or I wrote it down wrong. I can't remember which. But,
and I did see that someone else received theirs earlier in the chat. So
yeah, that was Moose Cow, I think.
Yep. She
was the other winner. Yeah. That was a big night. That was 3 bottles of whiskey that I gave away that night. Trivia was fun. We'll do trivia again in May, I think.
In May. Okay, cool.
Because that was in February, right? Or was that in March? So if
That
that was in March, we'll do it again in June. Every 3 months, we'll give
I
away
think
3
that was
bottles of
the
whiskey.
first weekend of March.
Yeah, we'll give away 3 bottles every 3 months. That'd be fun. But the next one will be at the distillery. And Jeff with a G does a little game show called Soused, and it is on his nights through the Cabin Fever live stream, and on his channel he does Soused, which is a game show designed to get you drinking. It is over the course of the show. You will take 4 shots. There are 3 trivia questions. If you get it right, you take a drink. If you get it wrong, you pour it in your big cup. And then on the 4th and final question, it's an all call for everybody, and the first person to raise their hand gets to answer. If that person answers it right, they have to drain their big cup.
Oof.
If he gets it right, everybody else has to drain their big cup. If he gets it wrong, he has to drain his big cup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's up to 3 shots altogether on the 4th question. That's tough if you're drinking vodka or whiskey. If you're drinking beer, not so bad, because 3 shots of beer is pretty easy to drink.
No big deal. No big deal.
That's just chugging a beer.
But the cool thing that I've seen, I mean, obviously I don't know how many people you're planning on, how many people you're able to establish, but like some of these places, they'll do like a team, like a trivia teams, and they'll get like people who work at restaurants or whatever, and they'll all come in there kind of later in the night, and they'll gather like 5-person team, 3-person team, or whatever, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I've seen that with some of the trivia groups around town. They when they're the manual trivia MC or whatever, and they do that. They haven't been doing those for like a year, but yeah, they do the little teams that go around. We'll be able to do stuff like that at the shop. Our trivia games will be able to go on at the shop. We're going to be able to do a lot of stuff through the actual tasting room, from concerts to slap fights to tracking weather balloons that carry barrels of whiskey to lighting bonfires across the street just to see what happens.
If you put at least a good 10 to 15 years on it, you could actually send it to Mars and have it come back down. That could be really special.
Okay, so here's what I learned. I was trying to figure out if there was a way to get it to go higher. Like if you add more balloons, would it go higher? There's a ceiling to where the balloon will actually get to, because there comes a point, and here's the ironic thing: the more helium you put in it, the lower it goes, because as it goes higher in the air, the helium expands. So it'll go faster up, but it still reaches this specific height. And 30,000 feet or 30,000 K is about the maximum height that it'll reach before the fabric of the balloon just gives away. Mm-hmm. It can't hold it in anymore. And if you put the more helium you put in it, the lower the altitude it'll be. I mean, there's a point, of course. The less helium you put in it, it won't have enough buoyancy to actually lift your payload off the ground. But the more you put in it, the faster it'll go up, but it'll pop sooner because it just has more volume that it's trying to be constrained by the balloon. So yeah, 31,000 kilometers is the maximum height. And it doesn't matter how many balloons you put on it. They won't get any higher than that.
Well,
which I find to be just fascinating.
4 years ago that they sent that guy up to the edge of space in the balloon, and he just skydived all the way down.
Yeah, that was so fun to watch.
That was a helium balloon.
That was a big helium balloon. And what was really, really cool is the first several thousand feet that he fell, the air pressure was so thin, the air resistance was so thin, he was just spinning around. They kept saying if he doesn't slow down, he's going to lose consciousness.
Yeah.
And he figured out how to, I don't know, but I thought that was just the coolest thing.
So there's been 2 events. There's been that event. It's on the YouTube. Look it up. It's freaking phenomenal. Also,
yeah, it's a Red Bull giant balloon leap or something like that.
also a guy who jumped out of a plane with no parachute and landed in a net. That was pretty insane.
That
Who
is
jumped
extremely
out of a
insane.
plane with no parachute? Nobody.
Yeah, that's crazy town. Red Bull balloon jump.
I think his last name was Baumgartner or something. Like
Yeah, that sounds right. Baumgartner.
Baumgartner.
Felix Baumgartner. There it
Felix
is.
Baumgartner. Yeah.
Yeah. And here is the. Oh God, that was so cool to watch.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, because you got to see his view from the platform before he jumped, and it's just nothing but just earth. Like, I mean, just imagine.
Here's the link. If I can find. Come on, give me the link. Okay, so YouTube is running really slow because I've got all these windows open.
By the way, Groovy said the military veteran team will crush everybody in trivia.
Oh, I mean, I'll have all the answers, so you know. I think that's the link. Yeah, that looks like the link.
And Moose Guy
GAD. Yeah.
And Moose Guy wants to know if you'll ever go live from the distillery.
Yes. The goal is to take this to the distillery and do it from there. And there's going to be live distilling from the distillery. There's going to be, I'm gonna record the process, show people stuff that we're doing. Turn it on and work overnight and yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going from the distillery: concerts, entertainment, sideshow, burlesque, all the stuff. In fact, I want to start doing my anniversary shows from the distillery. Last year's anniversary show in the middle of the pandemic, I did from here. I streamed out a bunch of performers. We had technical issues. It was my first big performance. This year, I hope I don't have to do that again. Hopefully this year I'll be able to. I don't know if I'll be up and running fully to be able to do performances from the distillery for Memorial Day, but at the very least, I'll be able to host the show from the distillery. It may be a pre-recorded show in its entirety, and I'll just live premiere it, a big hour-long concert or something. I've got a few folks who are possibilities. We may have a return of swimwear department coming and doing a show to the distillery, and that'll be a ton of fun because having a pool party at the distillery where you can bring your own pool would be so cool.
Be a bunch of little pools all over the distillery.
Yeah, a bunch of little waiting pools. Like they'll be on stage and everybody will be in their little lawn chairs with their feet in the pool, and yeah, that would be so much fun.
Heck yeah,
so much fun.
Well, I'm gonna make my way down to you guys very soon. Like I said, I would love to meet you and a few others. I need to make my way down there. Obviously, I want to go down there and see some of my friends as well. So I will definitely make my way down there and stop by for sure.
I am not 100% certain of my schedule at the end of this month, but I think I have at least 2 dates up in Dallas. I'll give you a holler if I'm up there.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because I'm still on Operation Mop Up. There's like 10 stores that are left that have over a case of our special reserve, and I'm trying to knock all that crap out by the end of March. I lost like 4 days worth of work, 5 days worth of work in February because of the snowpocalypse. But yeah, I'm going to be back on tour the second half of this month, and we're going to when I'm up in Dallas, I'll give you a holler.
Absolutely.
And I believe San Antonio is on that list as well, Groovy. So I will see you as well. Let's see here. Mud wrestling. Ooh, yeah.
Mud wrestling.
Mud wrestling in a wet t-shirt contest. That'd be
fun. Have
I'm not sure I'm allowed to, but I don't have to tell her. She's not watching. So that's good. I'm pretty sure I might be able to pull that off. I'm sure my lawyer will have something to say about it. Blah, blah, blah.
So I have a question. I know that the straight goes a lot of the specs. Is the reserve going to be going out to specs around?
Yes.
As well?
This batch, I have 56 cases that are going out to stores. Okay. We are activated in 52 stores across the state. There's one store that has our special reserve active without the straight whiskey, but everywhere else has the straight whiskey and special reserve, or just the straight whiskey. So we will this batch of special reserve that I'm working on now, not with the wax cap. That's for later in the year. But this batch of Special Reserve that I'm packing up right now will be going out to stores. That will be in stores all across the state. It is in San Antonio. It is in Dallas. It is in Denton. It is in Fort Worth. And, of course, it's here in Houston. So it'll be found.
And Muska has a great question. Where is a place for non-Texans to find Old Humble?
That is a great question, and I'm glad you asked. It is in the emails. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a direct message. Shoot me a PM. We will arrange for a third party to get a bottle of whiskey to you. Because the way it works is I can't, as the distillery, I can't send a bottle out. But me, Joe, I can. Her, lovely Mrs. Old Humble guy, she can. My neighbor, Gary, and Gene and Marcus, they can all send bottles out on my behalf. So I'll reach out to me. I'll send you a PayPal link. And technically Marcus will pay me, and then I'll put it in a box and ship it out. That's how it works.
Very nice.
So, and eventually we're going to get hooked up with Bar Cart or Mash and Grape or Drizzly or one of these other third-party apps that'll be able to fulfill orders and deliver them directly to your door here in the state of Texas and in other states as well. We're working damn hard, but all those lines have been clogged up ever since the beginning of the apocalypse. So, when will it be available in Oregon? It will be available in Oregon whenever, as soon as the UPS guy brings it there.
And damn it, I'm sending.
That's how long it takes. So 3 days, 4 days. I mean, that's
I'm sending her a sample so her and the hubby can try some. So I'm sending her.
And, I'm working on this idea for a virtual tasting party where we'll do it. We'll pick a day in like April or May or something like that, and I'll get some of these little apothecary bottles, and we'll just send out. You can spend $20 and get your 2 little apothecary bottles. I got to figure out how to do it with shipping. I mean, we could probably do that with $20. That includes shipping because it shouldn't cost more than $10 to send it anywhere. And yeah, we should be able to do that.
So how much will we have to twist your arm to possibly create another Boomtown again?
That is coming later this year.
Oh, it's already
as soon as we get the equipment installed. So back to that capital campaign. I didn't post the link, did I? I need to bring that back up. It's in the description of the video. But that is the link there, mainvest.com/etc. Old Humble. As soon as that gets done, the first $50,000 or the first $25,000-$30,000 pays for our steam generator and installation of the steam generator, and that's when our Boomtown bourbon goes back. If we don't get that done, we'll have a lot more limited supply, and it probably won't get out of the distillery. Because I'll be able to make 5 or 6 cases at a time.
It'll be like,
and it probably won't get out of the distillery because we'll sell it all out every month it comes ready. It'll sell out. But if we get the big equipment online and everything running, then I'll be making 100 cases, and I can't sell 100 cases out of the distillery if I tried.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I probably could if I tried.
You
challenge accepted. Thank you, Internet.
Hey, I challenge you, sir.
But then we get it out of the shop, it gets into the stores, and it's all over the state. That's what our Boomtown is. What set the ships to sail. That is what it's going to be. A different label when it finally comes back out. But this is our Boomtown bourbon. It is why we have the distillery. That is our killer app. That is.
And there's only one person that I know that has even said they've even seen it in a store, and that would be
Groovy.
Groovy. He's the only one I've ever heard say that he's seen it.
Found it in San Antonio, and I got a listing from our friends over at Total Wine, who are the ones who actually have it on hand right now.
So you guys are at Total Wine as well?
Well, we were at Total Wine for a while, and then I hooked up with this new distributor at Specs, and we supplied a bunch of stores at Specs, and Specs started buying everything we had. So let me count the inventory real quick. It's easy to count it because there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 bottles in all of Texas.
There's 6 bottles of Boomtown.
6 bottles of Boomtown in all of Texas.
And I guess
And I'll tell you, there are 2 at Fort Worth, 1 in Del Norte, and then I'm sorry, that's 8. There's heads up, Denton.
There's one
Is
in
that an
Denton.
8? That is an 8. I thought that was a 0. Okay, so there's 2, 3 plus 8 is 11. Plus 3 more in Allen.
Okay,
so that's 14 bottles in all of Texas.
I'm close to Allen, but you said there's one in Denton?
There's 8 in Denton.
There's 8 bottles of Boomtown in Denton.
That's the story.
I will hunt those things down.
Now, the caveat is that was under the previous.
Groovy said 7, including my house.
He must have gotten the last bottle in San Antonio, because the inventory listing doesn't show any in San Antonio. Is that Granny? Hey, where's? Oh, that's Groovy. It says LOL Groovy. I thought it said LOL Granny. I can't see anything. Those bottles were from our 2 shops ago. It tastes better now. I'll just say that it keeps getting better. The more I do it, the more times I do it, it just keeps getting better. So
the more you work with it, the more you just mold it.
Yeah, and now we've got different water, we've got better processes. It's getting better every single time. So, I said before, I've got to warn towns when I have this stuff in my car and I'm driving through towns. I have to warn them to protect their women because it spontaneously makes people pregnant.
That's why I want this thing.
I know, right? So, I mean, it just keeps getting better. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to stick to remote areas and stay off the freeways because those freeways go through populated areas.
Oh, that's great. That is absolutely great.
Lone Star. It's
That's
after
right.
10 o'clock. We have gone well over our hour. It's 10:12. And this is a quarantine happy hour. I wasn't paying attention to the time. We've surpassed our hour. It's time to wrap it up, bud.
All right. Well,
I don't like this part of the show because I don't like Indian.
Well, I will say this. Old Humble, aka my buddy Joe, thank you for inviting me up here. I've absolutely enjoyed it. It is an absolute honor to be up here. Keep knocking out what you're doing. You have good things coming out. So keep trucking, keep doing what you're doing because it's good stuff, my friend. Good
and just
stuff.
to remind people to subscribe to Lone Star's channel. He does beer reviews of mainline mass market popular macro brews. Good stuff that like everybody drinks, but are unfortunately underappreciated among beer drinkers. Oftentimes they sneer and look down on things like Coors Banquet, which is a damn good beer, quite frankly. Pabst is Pabst is a good beer, but it's kind of overpriced now that all the douchebag hipsters start drinking that.
True.
Lone Star is a great beer in its own right.
Hey,
I'm a big fan of High Life and Lone Star. I swap back and forth between those all the time.
And then my spinny bottle is a Lone Star with a flag behind it. So
nice, very nice. I'll save that secret for later.
But I will say, I have my last shot here. I'll take this with you, and then I'll bounce out, and you can do your we can
we can do that.
Do your bye-bye. So cheers to you, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Greatly appreciate it.
Cheers. Thank you for coming on at last minute too. I appreciate that. I mean, not often do I get a chance to get people last minute just to talk about nothing. And this has been a fantastic hour of talking about nothing and everything all at the same time.
Awesome. I'll step down. I'll let you close out your show. And thank you, everybody.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Boop. There we are. Now you get to look at my big old face for the next 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, this was the 86th running of the Old Humble Distilling Company Happy Hour. There's the title screen. We had Lone Star on. It was a fantastic show. Don't forget, subscribe to his channel. The link's in chat. And get, if you are so compelled, to contribute to the GoFundMe for Get Her Done Granny, who lost everything in a fire last week or so. Please do that as well. And if you are so inclined to invest in a little old distillery that is making that is doing the Lord's work and making delicious whiskey, then by all means, for as little as $100, you too can be an investor in our little shop of deliciousness. Guys, this has been a hell of a show. I've had a ton of fun. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hit 500 subscribers. I don't have my bird on my shoulder. I can't threaten to eat the bird if we don't get 500 subscribers. But when we get the 500 subscribers, I will spend a night in a haunted cemetery here in town and hopefully raise some money to help turn that into a national landmark and have a permanent endowment. So get to clicking the subscribe button, like this video, follow our friends over at the Cabin Fever live stream network, like the video here on Facebook. I haven't said hi to the Facebook people enough. Cheers over there at Facebook. This is the first time streaming on Facebook. But that's it. I'm done talking, man. I'm going on vacation in 2 days, and I got to get up in the morning and go finish bottling some whiskey. We got a big order to fill. Couldn't be more excited. You can find us in stores all across the state of Texas. Our delicious straight whiskey has hit the shelves. The brand new beautiful purple label, and our special reserve will be hitting our special reserve. Our next batch of special reserve will be hitting the store shelves by the end of this month. You will be able to see me by the end of last couple of weeks of the month, all around the state, doing the tastings and signing bottles. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming to the show. Cheers and good night.